Now we do have confirmation. General Motors is shutting down its operations in Oshawa, Ontario. We are talking about the loss of thousands of jobs. You just met one person who is in that boat. There is little doubt the implications will be far-reaching. We've got Aarti on the story. We've been waiting for details from GM. They are now out. Aarti, what is the company doing?
Right, Suhana. So I've just got this press release from the company in my hands right now, and I'm trying to dissect as much information as we can. What they are saying, and they're confirming here, in fact, that there will be the closure of several of their plants, not just Oshawa, Ontario, but of course they are confirming here in their language saying that it will be unallocated starting in 2019. There's a list of some of the other assembly plants only that will be unallocated, according to this press release by GM, in 2019. Oshawa, Detroit, Ohio. In addition to that, we know propulsion plants in Baltimore and Michigan will also be impacted and will be unallocated. Now, in terms of what we're hearing from the company, it's interesting that they've got a very positive spin in the course of this press release that I'm reading on these steps that they're taking. Not a lot about talking about the job losses. In fact, saying this, that we recognize the need to stay in front of changing market conditions and customer preference to position our company for long-term success. We know they are focusing on more efficient zero-emission vehicles, and part of what they're calling their priorities is taking proactive steps to improve with the reorganization of global product development staffs, realignment of manufacturing capacity, and reduction of salaried workforce. So that, of course, is all of the details that we're seeing here. What will that specifically result in when it comes to Oshawa? We know that there are more than 2,500 salaried jobs there, so certainly all of those will be impacted. And you've been talking about it all this morning too, Suhana, about the broader impact on the Canadian economy when it comes to this particular hit that we're learning about today.
We do know that workers have left the plant for the day. What is the situation there at the plant in Oshawa?
Right, so it's interesting. We heard that clip there from that one employee, visibly very emotional about this, because this plant has been, this manufacturing company has been in that community in Canada for 100 years, part of our economy. And many of these workers have been there for more than a decade, several decades, in fact. And they did, as you mentioned, walked off the job today. They were instructed that they should leave. They want to have a conversation with the company, with the union. There's expected to be a meeting at about 2 p.m. today where employees will learn more information. And we did get a chance to speak to one employee about the situation as he was leaving the plant today, and here's what he had to say.
We don't have any official word from the corporation about if it's actually a shutdown, if this could be a negotiation tactic or what's going on. We're actually still waiting for the official announcement ourselves. The union apparently doesn't know much more else, so we've, I guess in protest, walked off the line, and we're having a meeting at 2 p.m. and I guess we're going to go from there.
So you can just hear really the confusion that we know employees and those workers were facing this morning. Now, immediately, we are learning this confirmation of the closures of those particular plants. So a little bit more information and clarity for those employees, but certainly a lot of questions, a lot of anxiety too, Suhana.
Thank you, Aarti.